Islami headquarters in Dhaka and endorsed with Shafiqur Rahman standing there, the Jamaat chief there. He's standing there and endorsed them openly and said they will enhance a strategic cooperative partnership. That's what they have turned around and said. And they've also said, the Jamaat has said that they back China's One China principle and they urge China to be active in the rehabilitation of Rohingyas, but no mention of Uyghurs there. Ambassador Rajiv Dogra is with us, Andrew K.P. Leung with us, Dr. Anand Ranganathan with us. Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, how would you see this, sir? As I say, good evening to everybody. Namaste.
Well, good evening. I find it very ironical that the Chinese envoy should be, his first port of call should be on Jamaat-e-Islami after the advisory council has taken over. Quite forgetting that in China, they are busy wiping out every sign, every signature of Islam in China. Mosques are being demolished, people are being put in prison. There are reportedly 1 million Uyghurs in prison for following the Islamic traditions. So, for a Chinese envoy now to come and have a strategic alliance of sorts with Jamaat-e-Islami is really worrying for Bangladesh, because China does not have a hand which is benign. China always has some purpose behind it, and Jamaat-e-Islami, they know, is a volatile organization. It can do no good to Bangladesh, no good to Bangladeshi people. So it is also a sign of worry for us, because why Jamaat-e-Islami? Why not a political party? Why not BNP? Why not Awami League? Or why not the advisory council of Bangladesh? So China is not playing the diplomatic cards as is traditionally meant to do, but China is playing the spoilers game in Bangladesh from the word go.
Handshake with the Taliban, engagement and cover fire for the Jaish, Andrew K.P. Leung, and now with the Jamaat-e-Islami endorsing the Jamaat while being a global signatory in the fight against terrorism and radicalism and fundamentalism. Quite a tango and a game that the PLA is playing.
So is the question addressed to me, sir?
Yes, Andrewji, yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, this reflects a sea change of politics, not in China, but in Bangladesh. Don't forget that under the Hasina government, which is pro-India and pro-United States, that government is now being ousted because of a sea change in the politics inside Bangladesh. And because the Hasina government has managed to antagonize a lot of the Bangladeshis, be that as it may, her government is ousted, and in came a more pro-China government. Now, this is of extreme strategic importance because don't forget that the port, the Sonandia deep sea port, which is a crucial strategic location of China's Belt and Road Initiative, was forced to be abandoned in 2016 because of the pro-Indian government at that time. Now, if you look at the map, this deep sea port, if revived, is going to transport a lot of goods linking with the China's Belt and Road infrastructure through Myanmar to the rest of China, and bringing all the goods and trade to Bangladesh and beyond. And of course, from Indian perspective, this is another part of China's string of pearls. But that is it made. That's not China's intention. China's intention is only to promote trade, of course, but also along with trade, naturally, China's influence along the region is going to increase. So my point is that it reflects not a change of China's politics or China's strategy. It's always been very consistent. And then the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative has suffered some setbacks in the past. But now, because of the political sea change in Bangladesh, this is opening avenues for China's Belt and Road Initiative.
So you are okay to trade and have truck with rationalists, fundamentalists, those who are working against even the liberation of their own country, as long as it serves the economic purpose of the PLA. So that's.
I don't think that you can paint everything with the same brush. You can't.
That's
just
exactly
paint,
you want minerals. You want the rare earth minerals from Afghanistan, so you'll engage with the Taliban. You want the CPEC to be completed, and the Jaish are the mercenaries, so you give them cover fire at the UN because you sit in the UNSC. And now you're saying I'll go and an envoy, Chinese envoy, I'll go to and meet and engage with the Jamaat-e-Islami because I want the port to be done, and the Jamaat, the radicals who are there, who don't even have the big numbers in Bangladesh, I need them on my side, because if I have the fundamentalists and the radicals of a country in my side, I'll get my port and it serves my economic purpose. So this entire global good, fight against radicalism, terrorism, being signatory to all that is all nothing but a charade. Dr. Ranganathan?
A couple of points here, Anand, very enchanting discussion, but I have to say this. First of all, on hypocrisy. I hope your viewers can see this. These are the famous two mosques of Dujian and Wuzhou in China. You can see the minarets have gone, the domes are gone. 1,700 mosques in the last 5 years in China have been either partially or completely demolished. 1 million Muslims are interned in concentration camps in China and are being fed pork and alcohol and forcibly sterilized. If hypocrisy was wearing shoes, I'm afraid it has done a march from Dhaka to Beijing. Let's not talk of hypocrisy. So yes, obviously, the China and the whole policy of
Jamaat
China
has also not spoken about Uyghurs. That's also there.
They wouldn't. But if you remember, Imran Khan never spoke of Uyghur Muslims as well. So, but I want to come to the other substantive point. Why shouldn't China look after her interests? Why shouldn't?
Right.
The question is not China is looking after her quote unquote evil or whatever those interests may be. It would. Question is, are we looking after our interests? I'm afraid we are found wanting there. Our trade imbalance with China is now more than $105 billion.
Right.
If we were that worried about castigating China, then the first thing we should have done is to reduce that trade deficit. Have we worked along those lines? Is there a white paper, especially when a government agency says 87% of the things that India sources from China can be sourced from a third country cheaper? So we ourselves have to look in our own gireba.
So, very fair point made. I have run out of time. We'll continue to track this story closely, but commercial engagements compel us to wind this up quickly and make way for brass tacks after a very short break. Stay with us.
Powered by. No. 30 years too, I did not see. Before 30 also, I remember I did not see like this situation.
Okay. And any message that you have for the government?
Government has to take away. I can say this is a problem because of every